In this video, we're looking at the XGW module in Carpathia. So this module allows you to open XOT files, import Xenotech logos, and run a Xenotech laser. So we'll take a look first. Let's go to File, Open, and instead of a Carpathia job, we're going to look at an XOT file. Now, the standard setup for Xenotech, these files were kept in the X files location, XOTs, but wherever you keep your files. Then we'll just pull in tutorial 1. So there's that. If you want to import a logo, file, import, instead of a Carpathia graphic, we're going to go to a Xenotech XLG. And again, we need to go back to C drive, X files, XLGs, and we'll pull in the 357 Magnum. So any of your job files you can open. We'll go look at another Xenotech job file. So now that we're already in there, if we go open, we're already looking at Xenotech job files and we're already in this menu. So we can look at tutorial number 3, and it pulls that in with the grid cut turned on, with the grid spacing, all of that's there. Now, these were engraving fonts, and engraving fonts come in and automatically just turn into a single line Carpathia font. If it's a true type font, it will come through as whatever true type font was in the Xenotech file. Since we don't have the actual Xenotech engraving fonts, it has to be converted to one of ours. That may be something we do more with later, but for now, it's going to have to be on the engraving font converted. Okay, let's say once we're here, say we need to go to a laser. We would go File, Output to Controller, or F1, which all Xenotech people are used to F1. And here we have the Xenotech laser engraver. If I had a rotary hooked up, a Wardco R1 controller, it would be looking at any of those controllers as well. But since we don't have any of those connected right now, it's just the Xenotech laser. So we connect. Now this is for a 36 by 24 XLT. So as you can see, I'll also draw the grid. So as you can see, this would be the red area is the table, the 24 by 36. The gray area is our plate, our master material, and then our individual plates with the grid turned on. Now within here, when we hit F1, we can set our raster speed and power settings. If we had regular vector cuts, we would have that field here, but we do have grid cut settings that we can turn on and off here. And let's say to start, we didn't want to do the grid cut. We just wanted to do the raster. We would apply and exit. Now there's no grid turned on. And then maybe after we do that, we say, okay, now I'm ready to cut them out. I'll make sure they engrave fine, so now I'm going to cut them out. So then we would come back in here and we would switch this to grid cutout, turn off that, and apply, and now it's just the grid cutout. In here, we have profiles that you can save. I have a few saved here. Let's say this was just a wood text engrave. It pulls in those settings for the engraving. And then for your grid settings, you would just be setting those up, and that would always be your grid set. We do have the cylindrical features. When you switch to cylindrical, you have to plug in your circumference. And you can set it to raster all the vectors. So if you had vector lines and they were very thin and you wanted to be able to raster engrave them rather than cut them, you could switch that on. You can make an offset from here if you want to. So let's say we want to get off the rulers. We could do a 0.25, 0.25, and move our entire plate away from the rulers. And it shows us on the table that we've done that. We can rotate. So we can rotate sideways right. We can leave that normal, and maybe we want to mirror it. So we can mirror our material. And then we can have it close the EDI automatically once we finish, instead of like right now, if we hit play, what this does is it automatically drops an LSR file into the laser inbox, so it will be showing up on your laser on your touchscreen ready to run. If you had it automatically set to close, then once you did that, you wouldn't have to come over here and close this out to come back into here. So that's a real quick look at the XGW module in Carpathia. Thank you.